Colleen.
Good morning. What's so funny? Why are you laughing? We haven't even started.
As we start recording, my dog started like pawing at the door of what we call the Zoom room.
Nice.
And this happens whenever I am on a call because I think he has learned that if he does that while I'm on a customer call, I will like quickly run, and in the drawer here I have pig ears. And so he's basically learned that if he hears me talking in here and then he paws on the door, that he's going to get a treat. And then he'll like come in. And who was I on a call with the other day? And I was on a call with another founder and this happened. And somebody from Tiny Seed. And he like just came in and laid on the rug and just like looked at the treat. Like, and I was just like, what was all that about? Like, why? Anyway, that's why I started laughing. How are you?
I'm good. I'm fine. I don't really know. I think I'm fine. I think I'm good.
That was equivocated.
I don't really know. I feel like the correct response, I always say the same thing. Right? We've been doing this podcast for 5 years, and I always say the same thing. I'm always like, oh, I'm great. How are you? And I'm like, I'm not bad.
It's so funny is like, I hear from like Europeans or it's like, Americans are always asking, how are you? How are you? And like you ask a European that and like, you're basically asking to hear about, how their grandmother's cat's surgery went. It's like a very deep,
different.
Like, it's like, well, here's how this is going and that is going. And it's like a long answer. And it's not the like kind of like, hello, this is signaling that we are having a conversation now. Like, it's not that same kind of like social function as it is. God, I was evil to myself today.
What does that mean? Be evil to yourself?
I've just been in meetings all day. Like, I've just had calls all day, which is not bad, but it's
or
like
work?
a mix. So there was a customer call, there was an internal call, there was a founder friend call, there was a vendor call, there's this one now. And yeah, I'm just like, wait, I've had like random bursts of like 15 minutes at my desk to get stuff done, and it's not normally like that. It's like, I think that's what makes it weird. It's like, but man, I'm like, I've just been evil to myself. Like, why did I do this to myself?
And how do you feel about all those meetings? Do you hate doing that many in a day? Is it draining?
I think I wish I had gotten some time to be outside, honestly. I like talking to people, surprising no one. But it is a little hectic. At lunchtime, like an ideal work day for me is I can get out for like 30 minutes at lunch and I go for a walk, while I eat my lunch. And I put on like a comedy podcast or a history podcast or something. And I just kind of like chill, for like 30 minutes. Now, most work days these days, like I don't even get around to eating lunch until 2:00. Like I'm eating at my desk. Thankfully, since we got our new website out, that's happening less and less. And I've actually been able to go for walks during the day. Side note, we got a new website and it's gorgeous.
Yay!
And I'm so happy about it. And our whole website was so awful. And I take complete responsibility for how awful looking it was. No designers were involved in that, I can assure you. That wasn't obvious. I feel like it was a big step in like us like graduating from being like, mom and pop bootstrapped company to like, we're like we have like a team now. Like we're like, we're bigger.
Like we're like, you've been a real company for 12 years, but like, you have a pretty big team, right? I mean,
but it's not just kind of like, the two of us anymore. We are 7 right now, soon to be 8 in June.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Plus contractors.
So
we're actually plus, I guess with contractors.
You have 3?
We're at 4, so 12, set math. Can I math? We're at like 11, 12 with contractors, I guess. Yeah. Oh my God. Remember when I was afraid to hire people because I thought it would be the worst boss ever? Yeah.
I do. And now look at you. It's amazing.
Look at me.
I love it. I I agree. The new website's amazing. Although in your LinkedIn post, you'd said something mean about the old website, like it was really red and garish. And I was like, it wasn't that bad. I mean, it wasn't.
I mean, I guess you didn't look at it every day. Like,
That's true. I didn't look at it every day.
Whenever I had to look at it all the time and see there was like these bright
like,
red
why?
banners, and I'm like, we don't even like the color red. Why was it everything red? Also, red means warning. Like,
Yeah,
why
there's
were
that.
our call to action buttons red? Like, it was just like seems really dumb in retrospect, but then we're just committed to it at a certain point, and busy doing other things, and I guess that's how it gets, right? Like, you get things that are just not updated because there's so much else to do, right? Like, you only have so much time.
Yeah, and it took a long time, right? As advanced and as much content as you guys had, like it took a year from start to finish to get the new website launched. So it's not like a simple process.
Yeah, I mean, I think we did most of the copy first. Like, it started last May, actually. I looked at my email and I had emailed Jess, the designer, May 5th of last year.
Okay.
First, we had to rewrite all the copy. Then we gave that to the designers. The design process, I think, was basically done in November, maybe early December. And then we kind of had some fits and starts with getting it implemented. Like, we were using Statamic for the first time, and we had to we basically ended up having to like scrap a lot of stuff that was done at first, or like sort of redo it. And then there's just other stuff comes up, right? Like, it wasn't like it should not.
Yeah, of course.
In a vacuum, it shouldn't have taken a year, right? But we just had so much other stuff going on, and that's
Right, but no one lives in a vacuum, right? Unless
Right.
you're very, very early. Like, you have a mature, successful business. So I think, that makes sense.
Yeah, there was other stuff that happened, and now it's out, and God, I swear to God, I felt my stress level go down like 90% once it was out.
Wow. Like, oh my gosh.
I was working way too many nights and weekends on it. Everybody else was working too hard on it, basically.
Yeah.
And made it very clear that we are not gonna keep that kind of pace up. But like, literally, I didn't realize how much adrenaline I had built up. So like, this last Monday, last Monday, I guess, like 10 days ago, we launched it. And so we're getting everything deployed that morning, getting all the content out, like finishing touches. And like 3:00 comes around, which for me is 9 a.m. Eastern. And so like, this is like go time, like customers are waking up, like, the US is waking up basically. And that is just always means things get busier. And I think the fact that like, everything was ready, everything was good, come like, 1:00, everything was fine. At the moment when I should have been like the most hyped and like ready to go, I just felt all of that adrenaline that was just building up for months, just like completely dropped through the floor. And I had to go take a nap for half an hour at like literally the most critical moment. Like, I was like, all of a sudden I couldn't keep my eyes open. I was like, I literally think the stress level just
like
dropped.
left your body, just like whoosh.
Wild.
That's wild. That's kind of crazy.
Yeah.
Did you even realize you were carrying that much stress?
Oh yeah, I knew I was way too stressed out. Yeah.
Okay.
Oh yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. But I think when you're in the middle of something really stressful, it's hard to see out of it. Like, it's hard to see the end of that and what that's going to feel like. And yeah, it was a long process. So now I've at least gotten a few days where I got to go for a walk at lunch and eat lunch at a like semi-reasonable time.
Nice. Okay.
Yeah.
Excellent.
Which is good.
So recovering from the high
So
stress.
we've got our UK launch coming up. So it's not like we're taking a
That's
break.
pretty big. What did you joke?
Yeah,
What did you call it?
like
Laravel?
A lot of stuff. Oh yeah. Okay. So we have to launch it in early June because we are sponsoring Laravel Live UK, which is in mid-June in London. And so the thing is like, okay, no more Laracon driven development.
That was it. Laracon driven
That's like
development.
the joke, right? Like that.
Yeah.
Like, especially for a long time, like, you know, it would be like, oh, like, what's the new thing that Taylor is going to announce at Laracon this year, right? And like, kind of this joke that it was Laracon driven development. And so we've been saying, yeah, no more Laracon driven development after this, by which we mean after Australia, because we're launching in Australia this year, and the deadline for that is October. So no more Laracon driven development after the next time we do Laracon driven development.
Right, after the next time.
Next year there will be no Laracon driven development. Hold me to it. Somebody set a reminder. Play that back. Yeah, there's a lot, because there's a lot of details going on there. But at least we have the website out now. That's
yes,
really good.
That's huge, and it looks amazing. Yeah. So that's a super win.
Yeah, I'm so happy. And we had such a great time working on it.
Good. Yeah. I think it turned out great.
That's me.
That's you.
Let's talk about you.
Let's talk about me. You know, that's a song. I think it's a country song
I thought
by
you were
Toby
like
Keith.
Quoting.
No, it's a country song by Toby Keith. Let's talk about me. Let's talk about let's talk about something. I don't know the words. No?
I thought you were riffing on like an early 90s rap hip hop song.
Could also be true.
About something else, and it's definitely not a country song. I'll just leave it at that.
Let's just move on from that. Anyway, move on from that.
Just moving on.
Moving on.
Okay. You sent me a list of random things the other day.
I did.
That you want. Can I just read this list and like?
There's one thing in there. You can read the list. I don't want to call out anyone, so maybe filter over if I send something about someone else.
I will edit appropriately as I read this. People can get a flavor for what Colleen and I talk to each other about. This is what we talk to each other in Slack about, by the way. Our text messages are a whole nother category. Random things on my mind for the pod. Again, I'm quoting Colleen here.
That's me.
I feel like I've seen at least 3 posts recently from founders along the lines of, I'm struggling, I'm stuck, I need a co-founder to save me in the last couple of months. I never remember seeing that a few months back. Parentheses, probably not much to say here because I don't want to doom and gloom on AI killing SaaS, but it's interesting. Number 2.
Yeah.
Turns out I love meetings, question mark, exclamation mark, LOL. Number 3. I can't get excited about any ideas. Am I broken, or are all the ideas lame? Or is my bar just exponentially higher?
Yeah, there it is. That's what's on my mind.
Yeah. I think I don't know, did we talk about this last time? Like the thing about people feeling really overwhelmed because of AI, like on the one hand, it feels like the world is your oyster. You can do anything, which creates that problem of like, I could be doing anything. I could be doing everything. I need to have Claude running constantly. Otherwise, I'm losing time. And also all of my competitors have like Claude running constantly. And so it's like people, like we all feel like we are just on this hamster wheel that we can't get off of. And like, there's all this, like the pressure of possibility is so high. And then also just like the code review burden on everyone is so high too.
I've been thinking about that a lot. I mean, you know that because I brought that up yesterday. I've been thinking about the code review. Anyway, we don't have to branch off on that.
We can talk about the code review burden because I think everybody feels that.
So I really have been feeling like a lot about that because all we're talking about when we talk about developer productivity is we're like, oh, lines of code shipped, PR. So I'm literally, before we got on this call, because I'm super interested in this concept of background coding agents, I'm watching the YouTube video Ramp did about their background coding agent that is doing 50%, that they're claiming is doing 50% of their PRs. But I'm like, a human being has to review those PRs. And then the human being, so I think before AI, there was this inherent high bar of trust on teams. Right? So if I am reviewing if we are on an engineering team together, we've been working together for more than 6 months, I'm reviewing your PR. I already in my head know what kind of developer you are, right? Like I tend to know where you tend to like maybe miss things. I tend to know where you're strong. We've been working together long enough. I already have a kind of like a quality bar for Michelle's development skills, right? So when I review your PR, even if I don't intentionally do it, I'm coming in with a bias. Like, she's junior, she's senior, she's great at infrastructure, she's not as good as off, whatever it is. Whereas now, we're trying to review PRs from people that are not really from people, they're from Claude. And I think there's just, I always worry about like these little details getting missed. Because again, we just had this conversation yesterday where I want to push this 4,000 line of code PR. And you really have to, I think you really have to step back and be like, we need to do a risk assessment because I need a human to look at this because this is touching a database. It's touching all parts of our application. Anyway, so I just think the burden of PR reviews is, I don't know, is shifting.
Yeah, I mean, and there's just so much more of it too.
Yeah,
now.
There's just so much more of it. And there's some, I don't know. So I don't know what the answer is, but like when we look at code quality and like PR reviews, I've been thinking about that a lot because I don't know. Claude is making us so much faster, but you also need to have a human in the loop still.
So what do you think about companies that are only doing AI code review? Like, I don't know if you saw the GitLab announcement last week about how they were laying off, or maybe it was 2 weeks ago, they're laying off a bunch of people. And, I mean, like a lot of companies sort of blaming it on AI and saying it's basically restructuring.
Yeah.
But in that, they said that like humans are basically only architecting and that AI will code, review, and deploy.
Whoa. Wow.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah, I was kind of horrified.
I'm horrified by that.
Not to bury the lead on my answer to that.
I know, right? Let me feed you the answer. No, same. Because right, we've all been, I mean, at your company, me, most of the people we know have been early Claude adopters, right? Early AI adopters. I am all in. I freaking love Claude Code. But it still makes really stupid mistakes. And sometimes those really stupid mistakes are like off mistakes, right? Really important stuff. Like, so that makes me uncomfortable. Like, I think using AI as a partner in reviewing a PR is the way to do it right now, but I just don't think it's good enough to capture the nuance of some of these code bases when you're looking at these complicated workflows, when you're looking at complicated auth scenarios, like stuff like that. And then AI tends to nitpick on like the stupid stuff that doesn't really matter. Like, oh, code quality. And you're like, well, that's kind of a waste of my time because this doesn't really matter. But this huge thing you missed. And we all know if you tell Claude, if you're then like, hey, Claude, you forgot to actually like include the, I have actually a good example I can use is like, I had Claude work on some OAuth stuff for me, and Claude, the first time around, neglected, it like made the refresh token, but it neglected to expire it. So like it basically was like, here's our expires at in the database, but it neglected to actually use that when authenticating a token, which is like a huge deal, right? Like if your token is expired, you should not be able to use it. Claude missed that. It just missed it. And then when I pointed it out, it was like, oh yeah, that's my mistake, I just feel like you have to still have humans. Like, I can't believe you could do this completely without humans yet.
I think sometimes we have an assumption going into it, then perhaps, because it's, because it's a computer, right? Like, we're kind of like, I think we want the quality to be on the level of, a very senior developer, right? Like, we want the code to be at that level, and maybe we even think that we can get it to that level if we give enough guardrails and teach it about patterns and all this kind of stuff. And it almost seems like it's more surprising when it makes sort of junior developer level mistakes that are not necessarily a coding mistake per se, but they are a lack of foresight, lack of thinking through the problem, which makes sense because it cannot think through a problem even though it appears to, right? It can only think through it as much as we have told it to. But given, like, compared to the sort of speed and, relative quality of like the output itself, I don't know how I'm describing this correctly, right? It's like if you got it's like if it was like writing, like it's getting a grammatically perfect paragraph that actually doesn't address the main point of what you wanted to talk about in the first place, right?
Right.
Like, and sometimes, and I think sort of early with AI coding, like the quality of the output was more like, you know, Duolingo sentences, if we're continuing that analogy, right? Like, you know, the quality would sometimes more be in the category of, you know, I don't know, my blue dog is eating lasagna, and like it's like, why am I learning how to say that in German? Like, right? Like it was like clearly making errors in the code it was producing. And now it's more those oversight issues that you have to be the senior developer in order to be able to recognize. And but it's like, is that an architecting problem? Or but also, like you said that you would have, like when you were reviewing someone's code before, like you would know what their experience level is, right? And like, and I think, you know, if you were working with a junior colleague on this, you'd be like, okay, they haven't worked with OAuth before, so I'm going to need to make sure that I check this, this, and this, right? Versus I think sometimes when we're dealing with, you know, AI, even when we know that it's going to miss things, I think we just assume that the output is going to be higher than it would be from, say, a junior colleague. Does that make sense?
Yes, I think so.
Like, I think we, even if we are distrustful of it, like we sometimes just kind of hope it's going to be like better than it actually is. And we're like, why did you do that stupid thing? Like, that doesn't make any sense.
Well, I think the problem is it's not consistent, right? 93% of the time, you know, some duration of time, it is like a senior developer. But that 10% or 5%, but because you're not like mentally queued up to look for it as aggressively, because 90% of the time it freaking crushes, right? You're like, this is great. And so it's almost like being a security guard, right? Like 95% of your time, you're just sitting there bored. Like, you're like, what am I doing here? But that 10% of the time when something goes wrong, you have to be alert to that, or you have to be like on your guard for that, which makes you, I mean, working with Claude, like it slows you down a little bit because you actually want to look at the code it writes and things like that. But that's the tension, right? Especially if you take a job at one of these places that clearly is measuring your success as an employee by lines of code or PRs opened or whatever it is.
Or tokens used.
Oh yeah, that's so funny. Okay, have you seen all the discourse about like measuring quality of engineers by how many tokens they're using?
Yeah, I was at a dinner last week where that came up, and it was like, is that a valid way of measuring developer productivity? And I was like, no, that is not. Like, we should not be doing that. I mean, I think it's probably worth, you know, checking, like, are they using any of their tokens? Like, because if they're not using Claude, then like, are they also like logging into the infrastructure monitoring services that they should be using? Like, are they doing their job? Basically,
Yeah.
like, are they like, have they logged into Linear recently? Like, you know, or does this person have two jobs?
Right.
No, I don't.
That's so funny to me.
Ridiculous.
Like, it's ridiculous. So
Yeah. I just realized we're not talking about anything on your list, and I think we should talk
You have-
about the meatiest one, which
Okay, what's
is,
the meatiest
am I
one?
broken or are all the ideas lame?
Okay. I've been thinking about this all morning. I mean, I've only been up for like an hour, but for the hour that I was awake, I was
You are such a morning person, and I am such a morning person, which is why this doesn't work, is
know.
because it is 5 p.m. here,
It's so
and
late
I'm
for you.
just like bright-eyed and bushy-tailed at 8 a.m., and so are you.
It's true. It's true. But you look, I mean, you're doing great. You're hanging in there like a champ.
I just had a piece of chocolate. That's how I'm getting through
good.
this. Do you
That's
know that I
good.
have a piece of chocolate every afternoon?
No, what kind of chocolate?
Usually dark chocolate, and it's usually at 3 o'clock, but I'm behind schedule today because I had meetings. But it's like I literally have bars of dark chocolate in my desk, and at 3 o'clock every day, I have a square of it, and it's called Choc o'clock. And if I have an internal
Choc-o'clock?
meeting at 3 o'clock, it's like everybody knows that I'm going to be eating a piece of chocolate at the beginning of it
That's amazing.
because I use all my energy in the first part of the day.
That's amazing. I love that. I love that for you.
Sorry.
No. So I've been thinking about this, and I think like all of the ideas, you know, SaaS idea, product ideas, like I just can't really get excited about any of them. Like people have come to me and they're like, oh, you should product. Like I built the Google Ads MCP server, which a lot, not a lot, but like a handful of my friends are using and like getting a lot of value out of. And people are like, oh, you should productize
Was that not
this.
a thing
Like,
before you built it?
so Google has an MCP server, but it's read only and it's not very good. So I built one that'll read write, like it'll manage. I haven't talked about it on socials yet because Google hasn't approved it yet. So you still have to go this scary, like, do you trust this developer thing? Go to unsafe.
Oh, right. It's
Ad
in
wizard.
like the equivalent of like test flight or whatever.
Correct.
Right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
So it's
Okay.
like, but I'm using it with a couple people are using it and it's great. Like you can run your Google ads from Claude Code. It works really well. But I have no interest in productizing it. Like,
You're not really an ads person.
well, and also I have this new, it's not new, I think I've said it before, but I have this like, there's a lot of like go to market, because I'm building go to market automations for people, right? I'm building these integrations. Theoretically, like, so I built that content generation system for one company. Their blog traffic has doubled in the past 3 months. Like, they're thrilled. They're like, oh, this is amazing. Like, this is the best thing ever. But I don't know, because anything that's an AI wrapper can just be copied in so quickly. So like, I just don't think, I think it's
the
two
don't build
factor.
your house on someone else's lawn.
Right. Like both of these, like any developer could copy them in a week, either if they were incentivized to do so. Right. So I think that's why I think it's just the things I'm building right now don't feel and even some of the things my friends are working on, I'm like, oh man, that sounds like a tough slog you got going on there, right? Like the AI wrapper space, I know you can make it work, but like, I don't know, I don't have any fire to productize anything in that space.
I think you got to find something that you love where you have domain expertise. Like
Yeah.
You know, like I mean, you don't ever really talk about this. People don't know this. Colleen is actually an electrical engineer. Like
true. I don't
has
talk
a
about that.
freaking master's in electrical engineering. You must like it a little bit. Like, you know, I wonder, like, you know,
Yeah.
okay, so the software space is pretty busy, right?
Yeah.
But I think where I am seeing people succeeding and, you know, new founders, you know, coming out with stuff and it working and taking off is where it's something where they have domain experience and connections and care about the problem and, you know, really, really get it themselves. And rarely are those ideas serving other developers.
Right.
And I think you're kind of, I don't know if it's like the sort of like the orbit you're in or what, but like you're kind of stuck in like the software for software world.
Yes.
And then you kind of went off in this marketing direction, which, well, I guess, I mean, you kind of the last couple of years, you've done stuff that like wasn't really you, right? Like you were doing the database stuff for a while and you were doing that because you wanted to work with your friends and that was what they were working on and that made sense until it didn't. But like, I remember you saying, you're like, I'm not a SQL person. Like, I am not passionate about SQL queries. And you just kind of like ended up in that. And, you know, I'm not a geography person, but like I ended up really enjoying it. Like I ended up, you know, finding a lot of things I really enjoy about it. But I think you never really got that like fire in your belly for databases or for SQL. And even though you try to get a lot of stuff going, and then you've been doing the marketing stuff, which I think you like, but like you weren't a marketer at any point.
That's right.
Like you weren't a salesperson. Like it's not.
That's right.
No, of course people can change and find new things interesting, but I think for you, like not like, I guess I don't see anything that you have worked on that really came out of some sort of intrinsic interest or experience that you have. I mean, the closest you got with that was simple file upload. But I think that's really where opportunities are, is where people are finding opportunities outside of serving other developers, because it is so crowded.
Yes, I agree. I am in a bubble and I have to figure out how to break outside my bubble.
You're in a bubble and in a rut.
Yes, correct. Both of those
Your
are true.
bubble is like, it's like stuck in a divot in the grass.
My
and
bubble's stuck in a divot.
Your bubble is, it's a very durable bubble at that. Like, this is not like a soap bubble. It's like one of those, like, have you ever seen people playing like bubble soccer or something where they're like in a bubble? Okay, I'm glad you know what I'm talking about.
I know what you're talking about.
Be weird. Or like the bubble boy move, right? Like you're like in a bubble, right? And then you're just
stuck
like
in a rut.
Our robot lawnmower, just keep getting stuck in ditches in the lawn.
What's interesting about this is though, like I have been stuck in a bubble rut. Oh my God.
Say that 5 times fast.
I think the problem is I don't I don't know how to get out of my bubble rut. So let me tell you what I'm doing to try to get out of my bubble rut. Because I've been in this I'm gonna say it one more time and then I won't say it again, I promise. Been in this bubble rut for a minute.
5 years old. Okay.
I know, right? Been here for a minute.
Everybody who's listening to this in the car with their kids on the way to like school drop off, you're welcome for your kids giggling in the back seat. Okay.
I'm trying 2 things to get out of this situation. But
I'm
I don't know how to...
you in a bubble, like in like a
like
divot in a
visual.
lawn, just like furiously like trying to get your bubble to rotate over, and it won't. You're just like pushing, and it's just like keeps rocking back and forth in a little divot in the grass. Oh my God, I'm crying now. Okay.
Oh my gosh, you're actually crying. I see.
I know. I actually. Okay.
Right. Okay.
Things you're doing to get out of the bubble.
Things I'm doing. Okay, so I'm doing a lot more in-person events. I'm trying to go to one in-person networking
you love meetings.
event. Right, because it turns out I love people and I love meetings all of a sudden. And I have spent my whole life hating meetings, but now I'm like, you guys want to hang out and chat? Like, what's up? How's
maybe you
yesterday
just hate
morning?
Corporate meetings. Maybe you just like hated meetings when you were an electrical engineer and like because you worked in like big companies, right?
I worked at a Fortune 500 company, several of them, big companies. And at those meetings, it was like you would have meetings so people could sit around and like act like they were smart. It was like the meetings were performative. You were just having meetings you worked at a big company, didn't you? Did you guys do this? Our meetings were like, it felt performative, like you were just having meetings because you were supposed to, and people would just say words that didn't make any sense to try and look smart in front of their boss, because there was a lot of politics at these huge companies. So that gave me like a deep ingrained hatred of meetings. Like, do you remember Successories?
No.
You don't remember Successories? Successories were like the funny motivational posters that were actually like not motivational, but funny.
Oh, the ones that were like sort of like passive aggressively depressing about corporate life.
Yes, those.
Yeah, that were like very like they're supposed to be funny, but actually like really defeatist and like 90s depressing, like Office Spacey kind of.
Yes,
like
very
depressing.
Office Space. Yes.
Yeah.
Anyway,
or like Rocco's Modern Life, kind of like this is the worst day of your life.
So anyway, there's one of those about meetings, which cracks me up. I don't remember what it was. It was something like, none of us is as stupid together. I don't know. Something about how like these corporate meetings are a huge waste of time. So I've always hated meetings, but apparently I now love them.
I'm Googling this. What does it say?
Successories.
It says, meetings. None of us is as dumb as all of us.
That was it.
Profound words.
Profound words. So yeah, I like meetings now. It's a new thing.
Okay. But so I guess, do you feel like the meetings you're having do you feel like your bubble is getting some momentum?
But I feel like if I don't
you're
do
just
something...
enjoying the bubble more.
No, I think, so here's the thing. I'm in my bubble rut and I've got to break out. So how do you break out? I love that you find that so funny. I'm just going to say that to you like every time I see you. Oh my gosh, I'm going to bring it up at our next 7 a.m. meeting. I'm going to be like, how's everyone doing in their bubble rut? And everyone's going to be like, oh my God, Colleen, who is this crazy person? So here's the thing is I don't know how to get out. I can see that I'm here, right? But I don't know how to get out. And I feel like to get out, I need to try crazy things. I got a career coach.
Did you?
Yeah, we've only met once, so TBD. I don't know if it's going to work out because I don't know, but I'm trying. I'm trying a career coach. I'm trying weekly, trying to get out of my house. I'm trying to have coffee with people like also like in person. Like I had coffee with an in-person RevOps person last week in the AI space. And that was cool. Like so nothing is working yet, but I think you have to do things, right? Sitting home in my office, just doing work and thinking deep thoughts is not going to break me out of this. So I don't really know.
Yeah, you need to get out in the real world.
That's what I'm trying to do. Get out in the real world, figure out new things I can try. I feel like I've got to figure out, like, I just don't know how to get unstuck right now.
Yeah.
So.
I wish I had something profound.
Yeah, I was going to say, I'll report back next month.
You know, I don't, I mean, I think you're doing the right things as long as it isn't motion for motion's sake.
That's
right?
always
like
the problem.
Motion as procrastination. Like you and I have talked about how you might have a proclivity to use learning as procrastination, and you're like, well, I just need to learn more about sales. I need to learn more about this. I need and it's like, just go do the thing. But I think the problem right now is you don't know what the thing is. But you're not burned out anymore, at least. Like no,
I'm good.
You're kind of, I'm not gonna say you're at peace in your bubble, because you're not, but like it's just a different vibe than it was like a year ago from you. 100%. Right? Like you're not, like, you can see out of the bubble, I guess. You're in the bubble. This analogy's going way too far.
This analogy,
you're in the bubble,
take these analogies
but
too far.
It is like a clear, like I'm not plexiglass, like it's like a clear fabric. Not, oh my god, this is why we shouldn't do this at 5:30 my time, because I don't remember words. Gosh. You know what I mean? Like it's like there's everybody listening is like shouting words for like clear things, and all I can come up with is like saran wrap. Okay,
great. You're suffocating me. Appreciate that. Saran wrap. Can't breathe in this bubble anymore.
Colleen is just wrapped around in saran wrap. Okay, and just stuck in a rut in my lawn. I'm crying again. You can see out of it, right? Versus before, I think your bubble was opaque. Like you were stuck. You were in your rut. You couldn't even see out. And now it's more of like you can see out. There's all these different directions, and it's just not clear which one you should go in, even if you can, what you're looking out of is clear. This is a mess of a metaphor. Do you know what I mean, though? Like it was like there was like a fog, right? And the fog is gone, but now it's, instead of not being excited about anything, it's like, what's important, right? And I think making sure that, you know, those meetings, like, you know, you said you had a meeting with an AI RevOps person, and I'm like, well, that's great, but like, I feel like our conversations recently have been about how, like, and what you just said a couple of minutes ago about the Google Ads thing, like, you're not really that excited about building marketing and like go-to-market related tools as much as you thought you would be.
Correct. And
building stuff with AI is not that, like building stuff that's like AI wrappers, like, you know, you don't want to do that, because I mean there's also like the risk of, like, unless you're using their API access, which Claude is upping the API prices anyway in June. So like now we're like, are we switching to Codex? Like what is happening here? Like what are we gonna do with this? Like it's, I mean, that you've heard me say this a million times, and you know, like don't build your house on someone else's lawn, right? Like, and you know that there's that risk there. So I guess I just wonder, like, these meetings that you're having, I feel like they should be helping you towards a decision, right? And
I understand. Yes.
At the end of each one, it should be like, do I want to go in that direction? Do I not want to go in that direction? And like being honest with yourself when it's like, okay, you know what? We're ruling that one out. Now my next meeting needs to be something like different. Like it needs to be, and now for something entirely different. in a space that you haven't looked at as much before.
Yeah, I like that. That's excellent framing as I think about like who I want to meet with and who I want to spend time with and how I want to spend my time. I think that's a good point. Is just meeting with all these GTM go to market AI folks isn't, since I don't think I want to build in that space, that's not really super relevant. So that's a good point.
I think you told me you were in like a group of like
I am.
Yeah. Is that still ongoing, or sorry, like an AI GTM mastermind thing?
It is still ongoing. I like it because I am still learning a lot. Right? It's low. Like
Learning
I'm still learning.
Procrastination.
I know. Well, but that's the thing is I don't know what the thing is. That's the problem. Is sometimes I'm like maybe I should just ship an iOS app that like tracks my workouts or something totally stupid.
Yeah.
Just to get out of my bubble of like, I can only build this thing. You think, yes, I should do
something. Ship an app
something.
that tells me if I'm doing progressive overload correctly. And also just yells at me to eat more protein.
Eat more protein. Eat more protein.
Just sends me a text like, every 3 hours. It's like, eat more protein.
Yeah, I need to get, it's because here's what I think it is. And that I think it's because I think my bar is just so high now when I think about like business ideas that every little idea I have, I'm killing really quickly because I'm like, that's not a good business. But in order to break out of my bubble, I need to do more fun, experimental things, right?
Okay,
like
this is actionable, and you and I are basically able to do this podcast like once a month. Like,
correct.
Realistically, the next time we do this has to be before I go to London. Oh, that's going to be a busy week, but it has to be.
We can do it when you get back.
No, I don't have time when I get back.
Okay.
Yeah, I have a bunch of family visiting.
Okay. Got it.
So, I think your challenge should be you have to build something stupid.
Okay, I love this. I love this. For me, this is a great idea. Yes. Okay, let's do that. That's the answer. I have to build something stupid that I don't really care about. That's just something I want for myself.
Don't think about the business.
Okay, don't think about the business aspect.
Just build something for you. Like, what is a problem that you have in your life? Don't think about it as like, do other people need this? Do other developers need this? Like, this is me completely going against something I might have written like a 300-page book about is screw people who might use it. Okay, like, don't think about them. Just build something for you that is like, I don't know, like you said, like a workout app, a grocery app, like
whatever,
manage your kids' schedules app, like what, like or just something like brings you like joy, right? Like chase your joy. Go for that.
Can I, quick side note, speaking of your book, how funny is it that ChatGPT took genuinely, like basically from your book and says it every day? I genuinely think that didn't I send this to you in Slack? And you were like, oh yeah, it's.
Yeah.
Because it was
there was
so
something
great
like in a
before
follow-up.
ChatGPT
It's like an email
it.
or like a cold email template that it has or something.
Yeah, it's something like that.
It's like,
yeah.
I genuinely want to hear about your problems, and I'm like,
that's what it was.
Yeah, that's from my book, and ChatGPT used my book as training data. Heyo!
So sad, because now I see it in all these cold emails, and I'm like, they stole that from Michelle, and now it's a ChatGPT tell. Anyway,
yeah.
You were ahead of your time. Think of it that way.
I mean, I'm sure other people used the word genuinely in emails before me. Maybe. I mean, I might be a vanguard on that one. I might have been the first.
Maybe not.
But yeah, I don't know. I mean, even now, like, it was funny. I mentioned I was at this dinner last week. Do you know Todd Buchok from MicroConf?
No,
I might be pronouncing
I do not.
his name wrong. Anyway, really nice guy. I met at MicroConf. Incredible founder story. He's a coach. Anyway, so he pulled together like this group of people and made this really interesting conversation. But what surprised me was 2 people at the table had read my book, and I guess it surprised me because sometimes I'm like, is my book even useful anymore? Like, does anyone even like need it? When you see people coming out with like, oh, just, I mean, this has been going for like at least a year now of like, do all your research with ChatGPT, or like you can just go in and ask Claude for, if you are actually doing calls, like go in and ask it for a script instead. Like, and I'm like, why is like, Like, I know what's valuable in my book, right? Like, but I'm like, why is anyone like still buying it? And I guess it's kind of heartening to like hear someone say that they like read it recently. Like, and I'm like, oh, like, and I kind of like, I know that, you know, people are buying copies of it, but part of me is like surprised that's still happening, because I think, I mean, I'm impacted in a very small way, like copywriters and designers and, I mean, so many other creatives and, I mean, people who make their living from writing, right, are so deeply
yeah
screwed, quite frankly, with AI, and have a lot of, you know, people just using that instead. And it's quite distressing. I don't know. I think as much as it feels like AI is eating the world, right? You know, people used to, what was the old phrase, like software is eating the world, like that AI is eating the world. There's a lot of things that it surprisingly isn't eating, and people are still buying physical books. And I mean, like, I still buy physical books, but I'm weird. Like, so hearing other people do it.
That's amazing.
Yeah. I don't know. I mean, I
So
guess okay, go on.
I was going to say, I heard something on a podcast this morning, and they said, we're no longer...
How long have you been awake? Like, did you get up at like 4? Like,
5:30?
it is literally 8 a.m. for you when you started, and you're like, I've already listened to a podcast, and I've already
watched this YouTube video.
And you watched a YouTube video. Dude, it takes me like 3 weeks to watch a YouTube video when someone sends me a YouTube video. I don't know how you've done it before 8 a.m.
Well,
like,
I was at my desk at 7:30, so I wasn't late to our podcast, but like a half an hour
I was
weird...
late to our podcast.
You were late to our podcast. It's true, you were. Anyway, what was I going to say? Oh, so I heard on a podcast this morning. I thought this was really good. So if a couple years ago, we always talked about living in the attention economy, we were fighting for attention. Now we're living in the trust economy. I thought that was really good framing, and that's why people are still buying books, because ChatGPT or Claude can tell me all of this aggregate data, but I now want things from people I trust. So you, as a real human that I know, I would much rather read your book than have ChatGPT tell me how to conduct a customer interview.
And I guess this kind of unintentionally brings us full circle, because what we started out talking about was code reviews and trusting the output of AI. And if it was a teammate, you would have a certain level of, maybe not trust, but like security in, I know this person's really good at this. I know they're not as strong in this other area. And the areas where they are strong, like, you know, you would still review them, right? But like you would approach that, like, you called it bias, but I think bias is a negative thing, right? Like it allows you to filter in a way, right?
Context? You have context?
Context, perhaps.
It's a better word? Yeah.
But with AI, you have there is
you don't have
zero
that.
trust.
Right. That's the thing, because
right?
Claude is so inconsistent. That's the problem.
There's
zero trust.
You know, people ask me all the time, it's just crazy how much like normal people talk about AI now, which are normal, like, not people who don't work in software, right?
Normal
Like
people?
Yeah, like,
That would not be us. We are not in the normal people bucket, obviously.
no, anyone who has listened to us for more than 20 minutes knows that we're not in the normal people category.
And if you're listening, you're probably not in the normal people category either. Sorry.
You are our people.
You are our people.
Okay. So I was at this dinner party on Saturday, and, you know, had several people, like, when I told them, you know, what I do for work, they, you know, started asking me like the impact of AI on our business. And these are people, I mean, who really don't work in software. Like, one of them was like worked for a fashion magazine. The other person worked or ran a tools company, like physical tools company, like, so really not in software. And they're asking me basically how, like, threatened are we by AI, which is so interesting that even people outside of software are asking that question now. And I think, you know, we can't rest on our laurels, and none of us can get comfortable these days. But I think one thing we do have going for us is that AI is not deterministic. And when somebody sends us an address, that needs to resolve to the correct coordinates every time. The the address needs to be cleaned and spelling corrected in the same way, in a predictable way, every single time, right? Like that, it has to be deterministic, in a way that AI to this point is not. And that means that, you can trust something that's made by people, hypothetically, as much as we would before, but not really trust something that came directly from AI. Because you don't have that context.
Right. Agree.
You don't know what experience it has, because it simultaneously has no experience and all the experience. Like, right. I always describe it as a super, super smart intern that has absolutely no real world experience and knows nothing about your business, right? And so if you had an intern who was a 2400 SAT top entrance score, I guess for university, for all of our international listeners, like Mensa candidate type intern, but like they don't know how to tie their own shoes. That's AI in a lot of cases. So, well, this has been such an uplifting podcast. We have talked about you getting stuck in my lawn in a bubble, how you can't trust anybody, and how AI is eating the world. But you're going to build something fun.
I will.
That's your homework.
Takeaway. That's the takeaway. My homework for this month is to build something fun just for myself, because I want to. That's the homework.
I'm excited.
Me too. This is good. Michelle, you're so much better than my career coach, and I pay her a lot of money. Like, can you just be my career coach? Because this is basically what I think I wanted her to tell me. Was like, and she didn't. It's like, bro.
What did she tell you?
I don't remember. And we've only met once. I don't see. Okay, so maybe.
I don't think you should meet with her again. If like this is the vibe you have out of it, like.
Well, it wasn't bad. Okay, we probably don't have time to get into it, but you asked us to be 30 minutes, and we're almost an hour, so I don't.
Yeah, but it's not quite dinner. Like it's not 6 o'clock yet. We can do 4 more minutes, and then I really should go in and sort out dinner and stuff.
I mean, I think maybe I'm giving her a couple more. Like I'm going to give her a couple more tries because it was like our first
Does she know you
meeting.
Have a podcast?
No, don't tell her. Don't tell her. I mean, she was wonderful, but I think I was trying to explain the tension between, everything I have going on with my life, like financial responsibilities and desires to start a business, but not being excited about any business ideas, and seeing all my friends kind of in the muck and being like, do I want to be in the muck? Anyway, and I feel like what you said is the correct answer. Like, I need to break out of my rut. And the way to do that is to do something like ship something just for fun, or just something outside of the rules. I was trying to explain to her, like, I feel like because I am such a learner, I know all of the rules to start a B2B software business. And so every idea I have, I put it under this set of rules where to break out of this rut, I just need to do something that doesn't follow the rules.
I think that's probably a bigger challenge for you too, because correct me if I'm wrong, but I get the vibe that like, when you were in school, you were not pulling pranks, and you were sitting there quietly and respectfully.
Good at everything.
And
rule follower, yes.
Raised your hand, and the comments were always, "Colleen, is a pleasure to have in class." Like,
yes, 100% of the time.
Always followed the rules. And I think, this is something for women that is a challenge with entrepreneurship in general is, oh no, you actually need to break the rules. Like, you need to stop being quiet and sort of
and
sitting there politely and people pleasing. And
because I told her the thing that just really has been illuminated with me, because my sales group, it's like 25 guys and me, and the guys I don't want to say blanket, I haven't spoken to all 25 of them, but the general vibe in the group is like, they don't wait for permission to do anything. They don't know how to solve a problem before they try to sell you a solution. It is fascinating. So they're basically like, they go on these sales calls and they're like, I can solve this problem for you. And then like, I'll back channel them and be like, have you ever solved this problem? Do you have any idea? And they don't. They don't know how to solve the problem. And so with me, before I go into a sales call, I want to actually know if I can solve the problem before I tell them I can solve the problem. Is this making sense? Basically, they're basically like, yeah, I'll figure, and I can figure anything out, but I don't have that same level of like, because I'm worried about like, I don't know what my issue is.
You're
I'm trying
worried
to figure
about
that
like,
out.
you know, actually being able to deliver a product that's
Correct. I'm worried about
usable
selling
and
something I
solves
can't deliver.
the problem for
They don't think about
someone.
that. They just sell the solution without having a solution.
I mean,
Anyway.
I don't think your concern there is not invalid, but maybe you could take like 1% of that energy from them, you know,
Yeah.
just like a teeny tiny bit of it, not too much, but at least that little bit that's like, yeah, screw it, I can do it, like, right?
Yeah, totally.
Yeah, I think this is a good. We have found a hopeful note.
Yeah, no, I love this. This is perfect.
Go
This is
build
great.
something fun. I'm excited.
Yeah, I love it. I love it. This is great homework, and this will be fun to report back on.
Amazing. Well, good chat.
Good chat.
Bye.
Okay, bye everyone. Oh my gosh, wait,
That's
before
terrible. Wait.
Did you know that it still runs when you upload the Software Social podcast, it still runs like the list of all the people that used to sponsor us? Did you know that?
Oh yeah, no, I did know that because
I was like, did she do that on purpose?
because Ben reached out to me a couple months ago and was like, "Hey, we actually rebranded, and I get a good amount of backlinks from it. Like,
okay.
could you change it to be our new URL?"
Sweet. Okay.
And so then Claude and the Transistor API came through for me and like went through and updated it. Yeah,
Nice.
if anyone else has like a different business now and it turns out that you're actually getting backlink traffics from the list of our old supporters who we really do appreciate you.
We do. It's been
It's really sweet.
it is sweet.
Let me know if you need that updated.
Okay, cool.
All right.
All right.
Bye.
Bye. Have a good day.